Hello, everybody. It's time for tarot reading. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Ten of Cups in reverse. Six of Pentacles. I just drew this the other reading. Ten of Swords in reverse. You have two tens in reverse. I'm going to draw one more. I know this is Ten of Pentacles, but I don't think it's for you. You have a theme going, but it's not for you. Ten. This is for you, though. So we got three tens and a six. Oops. Okay. Oh, how do I draw this? Yeah, all three. If you watch my readings enough, you're like, why does she take so much time positioning the cards? It helps me think sometimes, trying to figure out what the message is. I don't know, it just helps. Whatever it is, you've been through a lot, man. A lot. It almost feels like Paradise Lost. That's what's in my brain. Like you used to have this. So the Ten of Cups, if it were upright, is talking about like this perfect happy family, right? Perfect happy family. Perfect emotional contentment. But it's in reverse. Something broke apart this happiness. That's the Ten of Swords. And it's in reverse, which means it's not happening now. So there is an event or something that broke up this perfect family happiness, but it's not happening right now. So where you're at is the Ten of Wands upright, which is you're dealing with the aftermath. You're dealing with the burden. It's like you're picking up the pieces after bad things happened. And of course, this is even more painful because you had it all. Everything is perfect. And then you lost it. You know, it's kind of like how, there are people who've never been in a relationship, right? Single since birth. Something like that. And so, in a way, it's easier, although they have that longing to have a deep connection with somebody, they've learned how to be comfortable and happy on their own versus, how some people feel like they met the love of their life, that they had the perfect relationship. And then they found out that this person was cheating or this person died. Their grief is so intense because they experienced what it felt like to have what they thought was a perfect love. And then it's gone. It's like going from being a millionaire to being bankrupt. It's like the extremes of high and low. And that's why you have the tens, because you really went through extremes. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows. And now you're dealing with the burden, which is also really heavy. You know how some people, when they talk about anything bad that happened in their past, they have very little to share because their life was pretty much good. But for you, this was a very big event. This was huge. A very big impact on your life. That's what the Ten of Wands is telling me. So you have the Six of Pentacles here. And to me, this card is saying grace. Despite everything, you have grace. And I'm not sure if this is grace that you are receiving or grace that you are giving to people. Or maybe it's both. I'm gonna get some extra cards. Temperance. Temperance and the Queen of Swords in reverse. And you are trying to see each situation kind of objectively, I would say. Yeah, these two cards are interesting because the Temperance card means you are behaving according to the situation. So what does that mean in your case? If other people experienced a heartbreak like this, they would be so cynical. They would be so bitter right now. Yeah. They they would be angry at everyone. Or what would happen is, um, I'm not entirely sure, honestly, if the family situation was, you know, you have that stereotypical family of like two parents and two kids, right? I'm not sure if you were the parent in this situation or if you were the child. I don't know if the family that broke up was like your parents divorcing or if it was you in a relationship with your partner and then you broke up. I'm not really sure which one it was. Although right now I tend to lean in the fact that maybe you were the child in this situation. Like the family that broke apart was like it could have been your parents' marriage, it could have been cheating, could have been death, it could have been, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to say this in a nice way because like I said, I don't want TikTok to remove my videos. So I'm trying to say it in a nicer way, but I still have to say it because it's in my brain, right? I don't know if this is because of financial bankruptcy or like, you know how, especially, I think this really happens with men because they're expected to provide for their families, right? So when they lose the business or when they go completely broke, sometimes they have this tendency to unalive themselves because they feel like such a failure. I don't know if there was a death like that. Like, aside from just the loss of money, which of course is devastating because you need some money to live, right? Imagine living a comfortable, even luxurious life, and then going down to zero, to poverty, and then on top of that, losing a parent. So, yeah, this is some heavy stuff. So, with that in mind, for some people, they might have a negative view of money altogether, or they might be against all marriage, they might be against all love, all romantic love. But for you, you're still able to keep an open mind. You understand that not all marriages fail, not all families fall apart or break apart, not all business ventures go bankrupt. You understand that. Like you're still able to see each situation for what it is instead of being blinded by the anger or the fear. Like I said, grace. You are still quite, I don't know if I find this word, but like you're still quite normal. Normal. Okay. But like if you had all this happen to you, you could have been broken by all this. But it seems like you are still a full functioning person and you still have some kindness, grace. And I think this also means like you are not full of judgment. I think that also means with the Temperance card. And here, the Queen of Swords in reverse. Because the Queen of Swords, if it were upright, that's talking about like a sharp witted woman. And not necessarily, you don't have to be a woman, right? But I want you to think of, I think the stereotype is like your divorced auntie who comes to a family reunion and they just start talking shit about everyone because they've seen a lot, right? They've already gone through life and they see things clearly for what they are, right? They can tell you, they're going to break up next year. The business is going to fail again. His businesses have always failed. He's too fat. He's at risk for a heart attack. Watch my words. He's gonna keel over one day. You know, like making pronouncements, negative pronouncements about everybody. I mean, she's actually right. A lot of the stuff she says is right, but it's like really painful, cutting words, like, because Queen of Swords. But it's in reverse. So for you, you have seen so much of the world. You have had a wide range of experiences, right? Like I said, very high highs, very low lows. So you've seen it all, and there could have been this temptation or this tendency to be this bitter, very cutting kind of person, but you are not. That's really nice. That's really nice. I want to know what advice the cards have for you or any other information, right? Delight. Oh, purity. Yeah, it's here for you. So you do feel like you are still a quote unquote pure soul despite everything. You are still able to see goodness despite all the difficulty and all the pain you experienced. And delight, I think that is its own reward because for you, you are still able to find joy. And imagine, this is really a tough burden for you to feel. I wonder if, yeah, these are meant to be in contrast with each other. This man is on the ground and he, like I said, is burdened, has so much baggage on him, versus this is you in the future, I think. A bird, happy and baggage free. In the previous reading, I said birds don't have backpacks, which I still think is funny. Because for you to fly free, that means that you leave your baggage behind. Yeah, so this is in the future. The cards are saying that there will come a time when you no longer have to carry around this weight of the past and what happened to you. You know, all the pain, the memories. You don't have to bring it with you anymore. There will come a time when you will just be free. You know, and freedom is a very interesting thing, right? Because some people have the ability to travel the world and they can buy whatever they want. And, you know, even the internet, you know how much I love the internet and social media, right? It is a form of freedom because you can learn about so many different things. I mean, some people would say, well, you don't learn about everything. I know, okay? You can still learn about so much if you want to, right? So many resources. But some people are still not free. They are bogged down by the image in my head is about, you know, how they train elephants for the circus. So once they have a baby elephant, they tie a string around his foot. And so every time the baby elephant tries to run away, then that string pulls on him and, you know, like tightens around his foot. So it's uncomfortable, it's painful. And so as the elephant grows up, they still have that string there, right? The elephant is conditioned to feeling like every time he tries to move far, it's going to be painful and he can't leave anyway. And then finally, when he's grown, when he's so much bigger than his hampers, right? So much bigger. When he can like trample any like any fence they put around him, when he's that big, they remove the string because the conditioning is secure in the elephant's mind. It doesn't need the string anymore. It already has that mental restraint. Isn't that sad? And so some people, even with all the money, all the ability to do things, they can't because they feel like they are limited by certain factors. I'm not calling these people stupid or unreasonable or something like that. No, I mean, a big example of this would be celebrities, right? They have money and, yeah, the ability, the connections to go anywhere and do anything they want, but they sometimes don't want to do that because they're crippled by the idea of what would happen if people found out about them or people took pictures and posted them, if people create false rumors about them. You know what I mean? They don't want to be stared at when they go in public. So a lot of them just stay indoors. They have these really, really nice mansions, right? But the purpose of those mansions is so that they can live their whole lives inside them instead of going out. Yeah. But for you though, my dear, there will come a time when you're no longer limited by the burdens brought about by your past, and you can just be happy and free, and really free in your mind and in your heart. When you are no longer affected by what happened to you. Because I really do feel like this was not something that you chose for yourself. And that's why I think that you were the child in this scenario. These things happened to you. You didn't participate in any of this, right? Like, you had no choice but to just experience these things. Yeah, that helplessness, you know, that swing of fortune from one extreme to the other. That's a big that's a big adjustment. That's a big load to carry, but eventually, you'll be able to let it go and really just enjoy yourself for the first time ever. And that's something else too, right? Because some people, they really idealize their childhoods. They talk about, oh, it was so nice when I was a kid because I didn't have to think about anything. I was just playing around. It was amazing. I want to be a kid again. Being a kid is awesome. But your childhood was very different. And so you never had like a happy, well, you did at some point. You know what I mean? But it's kind of your happy moments in childhood were overshadowed by the stuff that happened later. And so this this card is saying eventually you'll be able to feel happiness again and possibly for the first time ever. It's nice. It's beautiful. So thank you so much for spending your day with me. Thank you so much for watching this reading. Um, Leave a like and comment and subscribe. Hey, if you want to, if this helped you, I want to thank God, the universe, the angels, spirit guides, and ancestors, my higher self, my cards, and my crystals. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye bye.